Hello everybody, welcome back to Five Guitars Guy. It's DJ, aka Five Guitars Guy. Happy 2022 everybody. So yeah, you guys didn't see anything from me in the last 2 weeks of December. I just ended up taking an impromptu vacation, but now I'm back and ready to work. It is the first week of the month, which means it's time for my General Progress Series video, Run Around. So for the rhythm section, I'm actually going to get started on that part I've been talking about forever. Since I've already got the chords down for the most part and I just have to polish up my rhythm, I'm just going to work on sound. And also, I don't think I ever said it for those of you who don't know, but the chords that are going to be involved are going to be the G, C, A minor, D, and D sus4 chords. Go, go, Power Rangers! Look, that's pretty much what makes them all up. So yeah, anyway, just so you know, I figure part of this whole progress series, I should try to be a little more, not just audible, but descriptive of what I'm doing, just so you guys can follow and tell what I'm aiming for. That way, those of you who know less than I do can learn something, and those of you who know more can leave a few comments and say one or two things to help clean the thing up. Hopefully more than one or two. I'd love as much information as possible. Anyway, now that you know what that sounds like, the part that I'm working on is trying to make my guitar and my amp sound as close to acoustic as possible. Ultimately, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get an acoustic because I actually I had a little jam session with one of my friends and he actually had an acoustic, and yeah, it is going to be a tall order making this sound like an actual acoustic without the acoustic pedal. But anyway, I figure I'd try to get as close as I can. That way, I learn a little something. Anyway, for what I've been doing pretty much since I started this series, based on the tiny bit of research I did, what I ended up doing most recently is setting the guitar on the rhythm pickup, so up, setting the volume knobs at 3 and leaving the tone knobs all the way off. And then on my amp, I set the volume at about a 3 on the clean channel, and then channel volume I put up to just under 5. I figured that'd be a good way to make sure I'm putting up some sound, but not so much that it muddies the sound or wakes up my neighbors, which I guess I should worry about a little bit as well. But I switched things out a bit, so instead of leaving it at 3, I'm putting it all the way up to 6. Still leaving it on the rhythm pickup because that gives a more full sound closer to acoustic. And then the other thing that I found in my preliminary research, use reverb. So right now, no reverb at all. I turn the reverb up to maybe a third or half the way. So now I think it sounds a little fuller, closer to acoustic. Sounds a little bit closer. I guess that reverb and turn the volume up makes a big difference. Like that part I said way back when in one of my videos. Can't remember which one. Anyway, that's about where I am now. I'm going to do a little more research to figure out what's going on as far as what I should do with the drive, the bass, the mid, and the treble. knobs. Sorry, I had to take a second to remember what's what. It's apparently taking 2 weeks off makes you forget some crap. Anyway, I'm gonna do my digging, see what I can do to mess with those, and then I'll have something for you in a month once I've done way more digging. Anyway, on to the lead section. Alright, so on the lead section, I've pretty much gotten to the verse, just like I did last time. Although I did notice that playing it at full speed is still kind of funky, and not the good funky, like the funk music, but the bad funky, like not entirely sure I got all the way down. So what I'm going to do is slow it down and work on playing those parts a little more clearly and figuring out a few parts that I've been working on recently. So to help out with that, just to get used to hearing things together, I'm also gonna use my loop station to play the rhythm section along with what I'm about to do, but I'm gonna slow it down. Right now for the rhythm section, I'm pretty much at 100%, so I'm gonna bring that down to about 60, based off what I'm going through on ultimateguitar.com. So first, I gotta record my 60% for the rhythm section, and then I can play the lead section over it. Now that I got the rhythm loop set up, on to the lead stuff. So right now for the intro, which I'm sure you guys might remember a little bit from when I did it before, at full speed it sounds like this. So yeah, a little rough. So I'll go ahead and play this over the rhythm section so you guys can kind of get a feel of how they sound together. So far, based on my preliminary tests before I started recording, not great, but let's see what I can salvage from that. So yeah, that's what it sounds like so far when I put the two together. It's kind of clunky, and honestly, it took me a second to actually slow down and play it, the rhythm section. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's like they say, if you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast. Yeah, I'm learning that one. So I got to make sure I can pull it off down at 60% as easy as I can at 100. Preferably get better at both. But anyway, at the 60% mark, that's what the lead section sounds like. So just got to make sure I practice that 1,000 times before my next recording, and it should sound so much better. Now on to the actual verse. That one I'm still trying to work on a little bit. There was only minor changes, like I said, I think a video a few months back, but just enough to make me think about it. So here's what the verse, well, the first 3 of the 4 measures of the verse sound like at full speed. And here's what it sounds like when I slow it down to 60% and play it over the rhythm section. make sure I clean them up together. And yeah, so far that's about where I'm at with that. Now, the fourth measure, that's the one that's going to give me a bit of trouble. And honestly, that's kind of the frustrating part about this. I figure if I get those first three measures and the fourth measure taken care of, that actually takes care of a lot of the song as far as what I need to learn. But yeah, I guess this part with the palm is just kind of throwing me. So what's giving me grief on the last measure of the verse is the alternation between muting notes and not muting notes. Something I'm not really used to. Usually it's either I'm playing a long string of muted notes or chords, or I'm playing them open. It's been a minute, actually I don't think it's been ever since I've had to mix the two so quickly, so learning. It's pretty much what it's like. So for this last bit, these are the chords. I actually had to slow this section down to 50%, and here's what that's. So as you can see in here, that one's kind of raw, but I figure with a little practice I can catch that one up to the rest of the verse and ultimately catch that up to the rhythm section, and then we're cooking. So that's about where I am. It's just, it's fun being back, honestly. I mean, getting back to the old grind. And when I look, trying to get this done before the summer, that'd be nice, and then I can move on to my next thing. But anyway, that is it for this video. See you guys next week with I Love Rock and Roll. This is DJ K5 Guitars Guy. See you.